Hey everybody. You know, with season 9 approaching, the biggest question anybody would probably have is when is it going to premiere? Now, there has been speculation and through leaks and stuff that people have been talking about and mentioning, and the fact that even the writing staff has confirmed that there is a 9th season coming, and the fact that, well, Hasbro just released a trailer for season 2 of Equestria Girls and the Equestria Girls shorts, which also includes footage that was already shown at the 2018 San Diego Comic-Con of, I guess, a new 44-minute special that is coming, which I'm assuming is going to be over 4 parts, I believe, on YouTube, 4 or 5 parts, because each of those are like 10 minutes each. So you have like one day, one the next, that's 20, and then another, that's 30, and then another, that's 40, and then maybe additional stuff, maybe 50, I don't know. So you got a 4 to 5 part miniseries on YouTube's Equestria Girls series coming. It's also going to probably show up on Discovery Family, if not so, probably a movie, which I would think would span maybe 8-10 parters. But anyway, with that also being the evidence, and especially, like I said, with that trailer that they showed at Comic-Con, showcasing basically what's essentially going to be a crossover with Friendship is Magic, and then along the lines that Equestria Daily also showcased and reported that new pony figures and Equestria Girl figures have been showing up at Target, like a rainbow-fied winged, like you have a figure of Twilight Sparkle with rainbow-fied wings. Now I can understand that for season 4, but if that's an indication of what season 9 is going to be, then it looks like the rainbow powers are coming back. And then on top of that, you have new figures of Rarity called Magical Rarity. You have a new Luna. You have a new Celestia. So obviously there's a lot of evidence, like I said, including what I just mentioned. Leaks and even some of the show staff saying that yeah, there is going to be a season 9. But the question is, when is season 9 supposed to premiere? Well, with toys suddenly appearing at Target, you would assume it's going to be this spring, but yet we have not had any announcement. Now, some people are speculating that by the time the toy fair comes around, that's when we should get an announcement of what the release date or debut date or the season premiere date will be for season 9. Which I would assume which I would guess is a good assumption and a good guess as to when the announcement will be made. But what if it's not? What if season 9 is held off until later this year? Now I know you're asking, well, what do you mean by that? Well, this show has a history of holding off until later on. You see, initially season 3 was supposed to be looked at as the last season of MLP until basically, I guess even the show staff realized, hey, this is such a hit and fans are going to have questions as to what's going on, we have to continue this. And that's what they did. And each season proved to be a ratings hit, no matter how you looked at it, and whether the toy sales or merchandise sales were, right on the dial, if you will, as far as profit goes, it was still enough to keep the series going. I mean, heck, it was around season 4 that it was announced that a movie was going to happen, and they pretty much realized, hey, if we're going to have a movie happen, we might as well continue the series, right? But season 4 didn't premiere until at least November of that year. Yeah, November 2013, I believe, is when season 4 premiered. And it was apparently non-stop, almost. I don't think there was a break. It was apparently non-stop until about, what was it, March, April? Somewhere in between. So apparently it was a very long season. Now, apparently was season 5 one of the shortest seasons? I don't think it was. I have to let me check for a second. No, 26 episodes. Episodes. Yeah, season 2 was actually the short one. Season 2 was actually the shortest season, but the point is, what was I getting at? Oh yeah. It was basically non-stop season 4. It was almost like it went from November to the end, to its very end, no breaks. So basically after that, come season 5, we had to wait about a year until that premiered. And then season 6 happened, and that's how the tradition kept going. Or did season 5 immediately happen after season 4? I can't really recall. Anyway, like I said, it's not the first time that perhaps a season's going to be delayed. My assumption is my guess and assumption is if we don't get an announcement by Toy Fair, or at least around the Super Bowl, which I think would be a better guess as well, or a good guess as well, I should say, then we'll probably get an announcement closer to BabsCon, because that's probably when we'll find out that it's been pushed to the end towards the fall of this year. And if it's pushed to the fall of this year, it makes sense. It ties in to basically getting ready for Generation 5, whether we like to hear that or we don't. Basically, you're giving us a whole year, well, not a whole, well, almost a year. You're giving us about, almost a year to prepare for this final season. You're taking your time to prep everything, get everything ready. You're giving us some of this Equestria Girl stuff, including the crossover, to tide us over. So it would make sense that come the fall, at least at the end of August, that you would premiere the final season, and that would run into at least, I would say, the end of March. I would assume that, or at least well, let's see. If they take a hiatus for Christmas, which I think they would. Let's see. September, 4 episodes. Well, 5 episodes if we do a 2-parter. 4 to 5 episodes in October. So 9 to 10. And then about come November, I would say by November, if they premiere season 9 in the fall, I would say by at least Thanksgiving time is when they would go on hiatus, and then they would come back at least at the beginning of 2020 to finish it off. That's an assumption I'm going with. Now, I could be wrong. I already gave my idea as to when we would get a beginning, a hiatus, and an end for season 9 if they go the traditional spring premiere route. But that's only if they decide to do that. And again, though, like I said, when you think about it, it makes sense for them to go in the direction, if they choose to, of a fall premiere, because you give us a hiatus in time for the holidays, and then come the new year, you bring it back and you finish it off with the next 13 episodes. In those 13, like you said, you could have a 2-parter at the beginning. You could have 2 episodes on the first Saturday of the year. You can have 5 episodes in January, maybe 6, depending on the way the weeks are scheduled in January. So you can have 5 to 6, and you can have about 4 to 5 in February. So you would have maybe mostly like 4. So you'd have like 10 or 11 in the first 2 months. So you would look at mid-March as basically the end, is what I would look at, if they decided to go the fall premiere route. And like I said, it makes a lot of sense when one thinks about it, because one, it gets you ready. It gives you, like I mentioned earlier, it gives you time to hype up for this, as well as it gives us fans that are going to try to give Generation 5 a chance time to breathe. It gives us months and time to breathe in, kind of take things step by step. Give us basically from mid-March to maybe late August to prepare for Generation 5 if they decide to go that route. But again, we don't know yet. I'm assuming, I mean, I am in agreement, I should say, that we are going to hear something at least by Toy Fair. And if we don't hear anything, then I'm assuming we'll hear something probably by BabsCon, which would indicate that it's going to premiere in the fall instead of the spring. But we would have to wait and see. I mean, I know a lot of people would rather have it in the spring because that gives you about a year maybe to prepare for G5. But if G5 happens, unless they announce a season 10, so we'll just have to wait and see. But if we don't, here's what I look at: if we don't hear anything within the next month or two, within the next month, then it's happening. Then it's premiering in the fall. That's the way I look at it. So that's all I could say on it, guys. Let me know what you think down below. What are your guesses? And I'll talk to you all later.